the daughter of God. Beth means daughter. Don't let any male priest or rabbi tell you otherwise. Beth, female, Ben, male. The word is sometimes used to suggest home because it is a purely feminine word, and the female or wife is associated with the home. When used as such, it would give the home a feminine nature. Bethel is also a term used to describe Asherah's lineage, as she is the daughter of God. To further illustrate the point, if you are going to use Beth in the non-female sense to describe a house, you need to add the male god's name to denote masculine ownership. Example, Beth Baal means house of the god Baal or Baal, was the term for male deities in the Bible, the or male gods. Why didn't they add God's name to Bethel? Let's look at another verse and see what that name would be. Genesis 32:24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him, and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. There are several important things here, but first let's look at the name given to Jacob, Israel. We already know what El means, E-L. It designates a deity. But what does Ra designate? It is a form of the name given to the daughter of Ra. Her name is Is. Also, Ash-Ish and Ash-Ir-Ra. No connection, you say? How about this? What was the name given to the other sub-projects people? Ishmael. Again, if you break down the words, Ish equals Ishtar, Ma equals Ma, El equals deity. Do you begin to see the connection? Both projects, peoples bore the names of the goddesses in charge of them. Here are some more brief examples. Genesis 30:13. And Leah said, Happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. This is Jacob's wife. She named him after Asherah. Genesis 32:1. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, This is God's host. And he called the name of that place Mahanaim, the host of Ma. Let's get back to Jacob now and look further into his wrestling match. Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man. Notice the term man, a human being just like you. Now, consider that very carefully as Jacob tells you who this man was. For I have seen God face to face. I don't think that needs any further comment, do you? I know this is getting pretty heavy, so let me lighten it up a bit. Look at this part. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. The only reason God won was because he touched Jacob in the sinew that shrank. Do you know what that sinew that shrank is? You have it. That's why it's called the place, Peniel. This God, with all his awesome power, the supreme everything, kicked old Jacob right in the family jewels. And you thought God didn't have a sense of humor. Jacob didn't find it too funny, though, okay? That's enough humor for now. We have a lot of serious study ahead. I wanted to lighten it up because there is some very heavy stuff ahead, my friends. We need to leave Jacob now and pick up the story with one of his sons, his favorite son, Joseph. Genesis 37:3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel. The many-colored coat he was given is a clue to his nature. Multicolored robes were the vestment worn by the male priest of the goddess Nan-Shi, Babylonian name. These priests would be lowered into a pit into the earth. The pit represented a symbolic womb of the goddess. Once in this womb, the priest would divine and interpret dreams. Now that you know this, let's look at the story of Joseph. Joseph had offended his brothers by dreaming two dreams. In them he was given power over them and ruled them. They became very angry and plotted against him, as this verse shows. Oh. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel. The many-colored coat he was given is a clue to his nature. Multicolored robes was the vestment worn by the male priests of the goddess Nan-Shi, Babylonian name. These priests would be lowered into a pit in the earth. The pit represented a symbolic womb of the goddess. Once in this womb, the priest would define and interpret dreams. Now that you know this, let's look at the story of Joseph. Joseph had offended his brothers by dreaming two dreams. In them, he was given power over them and ruled them. They became very angry and plotted against him, as these verses show. Genesis 23. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph